Ladies and gentlemen, is Tarantino a feet-loving maniac is what I'll be trying to figure out today. To me, Quentin I have a foot fetish Tarantino is kind of like the long-lost brother of Yoshi I have a hand fetish Kagekira, but the latter has actually admitted he has a hand fetish and he also has an addiction over it. Whereas Quentin I have a feet fetish Tarantino has never actually publicly admitted anything similar to that. So what I'm here to do is simply to go through all of the existing feet scenes that Tarantino has produced. Was it integral to the plot? Was it an understandable scene to have feet? Or was he just straight up having a foot fetish moment? And we're going to put them in a tier list. Simple as that. Because maybe we've misunderstood him. You never know. You literally never know. Alright, let's just jump right into it. Actually, before we start this, I just want to make it real clear that nobody in the comments is going to say I have a foot fetish, right? Because I simply do. Because I simply do not have a foot fetish. I am doing this purely for science. And as a data scientist myself, I have the obligation almost to analyze this for you guys. Alright, let's get into it. Alright, what did you expect? It was literally an 8-man team going on a heist. No women involved at all. So obviously there's going to be no feet shots. Next. Alright, boss lady Mia going down the stairs with that scene. In my opinion, this is like quite integral to the plot. I'll tell you why. We can all work out what someone's personality is like by how they walk. And as boss lady was walking down the stairs, she was very cheerful, and it was reflected in the entire movie. She's very like, I don't know how to describe it, but like happy, I guess. And before walking down the stairs, she sniffed a bit of the happy powder. So obviously she's going to be very like jumpy around. Walking down the stairs, we understood what kind of character she was before we even saw her face. That is peak writing if you ask me. And it was in her house as well, so like she could do whatever she wants in the house and she could walk barefoot, yeah? Therefore, integral to the plot. Next. Alright, this specific scene, I'm not even exaggerating, but this is not only integral to the plot, but I think this is the most important scene of the entire Jackie Brown movie. Let me explain. So the woman, let's just call her Blondie. Blondie was testing Lewis's limits. That's what she was doing in this specific scene. Nobody likes some random person's feet touching their glass of drink. Nobody. But Blondie wants to know if Lewis is going to put her in her place, which he didn't. Which is why Blondie became more and more confident in picking Lewis off. And if we all know how she ended up in the end. So her getting shot and not being in the car to defend Lewis, which made Lewis get shot as well, made it such an important scene. Honestly, this is peak writing. The most important scene of the show. It kind of just snowballed its way to be such an important scene. Integral to the plot, what can I say? Alright, next. Kill Bill and that famous scene in the wagon. I hate to be that guy, but this scene is also integral to the plot as well. Because think about it, when we say a film is Tarantino-esque, what do we actually mean by that? Is it the cool storylines? Is it the crazy dialogues? Or is it the charming characters? Or is it the feet? No, it's the attention to detail, okay? Prior to this scene, the bride was in a coma for 4 years. And when you've not moved your body for this long, a lot of your muscles were actually just like devolve and just stop working, which is shown in the scene here. So Tarantino beautifully crafted this scene to show us that he cares about the detail of every single part. And so what do you do then whenever you're lost conscious in the feet? You just use your mind powers to control that feet. Obviously, like everything adds up so correctly, and 13 hours later she finally successfully moved her feet. Absolute cinema, what can I say? So yeah, integral to the plot. There's also a Kill Bill 2, but I just thought Kill Bill 1 was very boring and I can't be bothered to watch Kill Bill 2, but I'll assume there isn't that many feet scenes. Oh god, I was horribly wrong, but can't do anything about that, can I? Alright, we're like halfway there, so let's just go on like an ad break. Alright, Alright, we're back. Next is Inglourious Basterds. Funny story, when I was watching this movie, I was thinking to myself, oh my god, there's so many beautiful, hot female characters. There's no way Tarantino is going to miss out on this opportunity to show feet, right? And I was right. Literally half an hour before the movie ended, Hans told like the female spy to go into like a room with her, and I was like, wait, where is this going? And then Hans was like, take your shoes off. And I was like, yes! That's why he's the GOAT, man! That's why Tarantino knows! So yeah, this scene, obviously, if you've watched the movie, this is literally like one of the most important scenes, because after the bar shootout, there was this shoe that was left, and somehow Hans just knew it was the female spy because he took the shoe, and he like there's some Cinderella kind of shenanigans going on, but somehow it worked and he actually did find the spy. Come on, Hans the GOAT. All right, next. Death Proof, with this specific scene of the woman having her feet outside of the car as she was in a passenger seat. Was this integral to the plot? No. But as I was doing my research, I had a look in the comments and I saw some quite interesting ones, which were like, thanks to this scene, I am never putting my leg out inside of a moving car. And so what is Tarantino crafting here? He is crafting a scene to mentally scar people in the head so that people don't actually do this in real life. Because no, you're not supposed to put your feet out the window when someone else is driving. That's very dangerous actually, which is portrayed in the movie when her legs literally got snapped off. So I was going to put here, but since it was such an educational scene, I'm going to put it in understandable. Tarantino's also gave us like an option 2, like a scenario 2, where there was just another scene where the girls were having their feet outside of the car in the parking lot, and then this guy just came in and just licked their feet and just ran away. What was Tarantino trying to say here? He was trying to teach the young women that might be putting their feet outside of their car in a parking lot. There might be strangers that will just come up and just lick your feet, so just be careful. That was the message he was trying to put to you guys. What a man. So yeah, this is an understandable one as well. Next. Would you look at that? No feet scenes. There was only like one woman in the entire movie, which was this here. And I guess Tarantino just couldn't find a way to make her show her feet. So, next. So funny story about Django, I actually watched this at like 1 AM and I just couldn't hold it halfway through and just fell asleep. But I assume in the later second half there aren't many feet scenes, so I'm just going to skip this and pretend it's a 0. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Oh my god, the scenes in this beautiful, beautiful film. So funny story about Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I actually watched this movie after I smoked some happy grass. So like, I had close to zero idea what happened in the movie, but I was pretty locked in whenever there was the feet scenes because I was like, oh yeah, I gotta make a video about this, so I gotta lock in and see what's going on here. Regarding this specific scene of the girl in the car, I have no idea why she did it, but did you realize something? Realize this, her feet was inside of the car. It was not outside. So can we talk about the character development of Tarantino after he tells young women that you shouldn't put your feet outside the car? In future, all of the car scenes with feet are all inside of the car. This level of character development is actually just unseen of. So by this alone, I'm going to put it in understandable because he's trying to tell us that he's improving. Alright, this scene of Margot Robbie, I have no idea. I have close to zero idea why this scene was there, but yeah, I cannot. Yeah, this is a foot fetish thing big time, but yeah, it was a good, cool scene. So there you have it. As we could see here, there are 4 scenes that are integral, literally integral to the plot, and then there are 3 additional scenes that are understandable level, and then 1 scene foot fetish. So I think we could wrap up by saying that Tarantino is a misunderstood man. He actually just doesn't have a foot fetish, and all of his scenes are carefully crafted to mean something. Thanks for watching, and